All right, Atlanta, let's get into it. So we open with Portia still protesting for Breonna Taylor. She's arrested again. This time they keep her longer because they want to send a message and just to use her as an example. And they're pissed because people keep speaking out about it. Still, even now, nothing's been done about Breonna Taylor's murder. And it's frustrating. We're watching it. Portia is talking about the frustration but also feeling closer to her grandfather because of her protests now. It's a little interesting, just given the fact that Portia hasn't really um, protested, I don't believe, before. She is doing it now, and she's been doing it a lot, and it's greatly appreciated. But I just wondering why she hasn't drawn the strength before to speak out as passionately as she is now. Um, and like this isn't anything new for us as Black people. We've been murdered by the police for years. It hasn't changed. Nothing's different. Nothing's new. It's just that now there's more awareness, and I'm hoping. I'm unfortunately not optimistic about the situation, but I'm hoping that something can be done and that people with these platforms continue to speak out on it. So we go through some of the women quickly, what they're up to. Kenya is talking to her friend. I believe his name is Brandon. I love Kenya's dogs. I've always wanted a Yorkie, and they're so adorable. Then we head over to Candy's place. Marlo's visiting, and they're getting ready to pack up Riley so she can go to school in New York. And then we see little Chocolate Blaze. I am obsessed with that little baby. She is so cute. And then we head over to Cynthia. Cynthia and her sister are getting ready for Cynthia's wedding, coming up with the theme colors, black and white, and that's pretty much it. So there's some tension between Drew and her husband, naturally, because of their last fight. The family goes ahead and eats the little pale pancakes, and then they have church online. Drew's mother, I believe, is the pastor, and they're about to start the sermon, but then Drew's mother throws some shade at her. Drew's raggedy husband, and now there's more conflict. This is what happens. I feel like when you involve other people into your relationship, it's kind of hard for. I get it that it's kind of hard for her not to be involved because they all live together, but still, I feel like when other people get involved in your relationship, that creates more tension, more divide, and more conflict because instead of you working on your relationship together, now you have another person in there who's not objective because that's your mother. Just like if it was his mother living there, she would be on his side. So I feel like instead of involving all of these people into the relationship, they need to go to a therapist, get some counseling, have an objective person from the outside giving them the help that they need because they clearly need some help on working on their communication and keeping his ass at home instead of him disappearing for 3 days. So Drew tries to get her raggedy husband, Ralph. I finally know his name now. She tries to get him to be more understanding, hey, maybe try listening to my mom and seeing that you're not perfect. Maybe there's some growth needed, and he deflects and says, "Oh, I'm so happy that we're gonna have this sermon because then maybe we all need to hear this sermon." I hate when people do that. When you're the problem. You are. You're the one causing conflict. You're the main source of the conflict. You're arguing with your wife. You're disappearing for 3 days, not telling her where you are. And now, when the heat is on you, you deflect and talk about, well, we all need to work on our problems, which you all do, but you are the main source of the problem. You disappearing for 3 days. I hate when people do that. They know they're the problem, but they don't want all the heat on them. So they deflect and put it on, well, we all need to do something about our situation. He is quite a character. I don't want to see him anymore. But unfortunately, we have a whole season of him being on this show. So LaToya stops by and pays another visit to Kenya. They're becoming fast friends. They love each other. They talk and text all the time, which is weird. I don't know. Am I the only one that feels like, because LaToya was there, they're hanging out, kikiing. LaToya says, why are we like twins? We're so much alike. I feel like LaToya reminds me of like, kind of like a mid-season Portia. I don't know, just a little bit of the hey and the little of the ditziness from her last episode reminds me of Portia more than Kenya. And we know that Kenya and Portia clash, so it's weirding me out that LaToya and Kenya are getting along so well. But, I mean, we'll see how long that lasts. I don't know, but I think LaToya and Kenya are still friends off the show, so it's strange to me. It's bizarre. I don't get it. Am I the only one who sees, like, I don't understand how this friendship is blossoming. I don't get it. So Kenya lets LaToya know that she ratted her out to Cynthia about LaToya is shading Drew's wig, calling it a pet wig. They have a good laugh. They're making fun of Drew, saying like how you spent all these years in Hollywood and not have a good hairstylist to get your wig together, which is not nice. It's very rude, but they're laughing. They're having a good time, and I guess they're really friends. So Kenya asked LaToya if she felt some type of way about Drew, like, having comments about LaToya's separation. And she says, no, like, me and my husband, we know what the deal is. We're fine. I don't care what anybody says. And then she starts asking Kenya, like, so what are you going to do? And she's like, well, to, like, really live my life fully, I'm going to have to move towards, like, separation or divorce. So they want to like get on this dating site, and so LaToya starts taking some pictures of Kenya, and they're having a good time, and she's like, well, Kenya's like, I gotta make sure I show my wedding ring so people still know that I'm married, and she's like, well, I'm just gonna edit it out anyway. So LaToya is really trying to get Kenya a new man, and Kenya, I feel like she's here for it, but she's also, I mean, she's still like, this is still hard for her because she's still trying to figure out what she wants to do. And even moving forward, I'm not sure if she's completely 100% on board, because I feel like she does still love her husband, even though he's really mean to her. And all we've seen is him be mean to her. So, but she loves him. So I think this is not gonna be as easy as it's appearing. Oh, and I guess Kenya was the only one hungry because she's like sitting up eating a snack, and LaToya has nothing. So just some tequilas. Maybe they discussed it off camera, but all we see is Kenya tearing up a snack and LaToya's just sitting there with nothing. I would be getting myself a snack. So we're at Candy's place with Candy and Cynthia, and they have some trainers. Kenya comes, she shows up in the middle of their workout. Well, I think they just started their workout. And so all the ladies say like, hey, we gained some pandemic weight, like 20 pounds here, 30 pounds there. Like, I'm trying to get my body back from like a decade ago. It's like, girl, same. We have okay, not all of us. There's some people out there who have been sticking with it and got it right and tight and haven't had no issues during quarantine. The rest of us have gained some pandemic weight. And I mean, at least they're making the steps to get it better. I myself have been working out. The soreness is real, but I mean, it is what it is, y'all. We ate. We were stuck inside. We ate. What could we do? But now, let's get it back on track. Get it nice and tight. So I'm with Kenya. 250 people during a pandemic, Cynthia. Like, no wonder why production didn't want to film the wedding or the reception. I think it was. They had to have the reception inside, and production didn't want to film it. This is what we've heard. And I'm just like, what were you thinking? Like, it's a pandemic. I understand people want to get married. And of course it has to be frustrating to have those plans change when you want to really, you really want to marry the person that you love and you want your family and friends to be there. However, for the safety of everyone, if this were me and my fiance, we would have gone to the courthouse safely, got ourselves married, and then just have the reception later, like Mike was suggesting. Like, to go out of your way to like fight to have all these people surrounding each other during a pandemic just seems ridiculous to me. You can go ahead and get married now and be married. You all are living together anyways, and have the reception later when it's safe for everyone to be there. This is ridiculous. So Kenya starts trying to slide her way into being Cynthia's wedding planner. Cynthia, don't do it. And now she wants to be Cynthia's lawyer. This advice I would take. Kandi and Kenya both say, like, if you're going to do do a prenup. And if you're going to do it, don't wait until the last minute. We all saw what Kandi went through with Todd. Thank God she got that prenup. I love Kandi together with Todd, but like when he was like fighting to not sign this prenup, it made me very suspicious of him. I'm glad they signed the prenup, and I'm glad she was smart and thought with her brain and not with her heart at that moment, because it's I feel like it's just smart, like, for these women on these shows. Like, whatever you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I feel like if you are any type of celebrity, you need to have a prenup. And I'm sure Kenya is kicking herself now for not having that prenup. Because like they said, what's yours is yours, what's mine is mine, and whatever we make together, that's what we split. And I feel like that's only fair. So just be smart. Get that prenup, Cynthia, and don't wait until the last minute. So Kenya tries to throw a little shade at Kandi's driveway. I guess this is the driveway to the other house, but it's like long and steep because they're always throwing shade at Kenya's driveway and how hard it is to park and get up. But like this other driveway for Kandi, I feel like it's the same. So Kenya's throwing shade. She tries to pretend like she fell. And she's like, just send me a check, Kandi. Kandi, like, girl, you better get up. And I can't wait to get back to your driveway. So a little fun light shade after the workout. So Portia is with her sister Lauren. They go to pick up Tanya. They're going to go have a good time at a new friend's pool. I guess her house. She has like a little pool or something. So they're just talking about like quarantine relationships, how they started out like a honeymoon and now it's like ending in like breakups and anger and frustration and get out of my face. And Portia and Dennis, like, what is this? Please just stay away from each other. Co-parent, do what you got to do. But I was never for this relationship. I feel like everybody who was on Kandi's ass for telling Portia about this man are like eating crow now because like all of y'all were wrong and Kandi was right, and this hot mess of a man can't get it together. He multiple times people have caught him on video doing stuff where he doing stuff he shouldn't be doing. So Portia, if you want to stay with this raggedy man, go ahead and stay with this raggedy man. I'm not here for it. I'm tired of hearing about this raggedy relationship. I hope she can move on and free and have a good time. So we meet Portia's friend, Fallon. She welcomes the women in. She's a little cute, petite woman. I guess this is the new friend of the show. We go into her backyard. We see her father, and she introduces him as her husband. And I was like, wait, what? So now we know what the deal is. Okay, so this is why she's got this big-ass house. This man is her husband. All right, I get it now. So the ladies are having a good time. They're talking about, like, they really wanted to have some girl time because of all the stuff that's going on with Black Lives Matter and the pandemic. And it's just nice to unwind. They have some hookah, and then Portia and Tanya decide to throw Lauren in the pool, but then Tanya ends up pushing Portia in also, so Lauren and Portia go in. So they come after Tanya, they all jump in, and then they get, what's the girl's name? Fallon, who lives there. They get Fallon into the pool, and then we see that the husband is just over on the side watching them. Like, he's just been sitting there watching this whole time. That was so weird to me. It, like, made me uncomfortable. I was watching, like, wait a minute, he's just been there the whole time? No, I don't like that. He needs to go inside. We're having our girls' time. We're in our bathing suits. Why is he just sitting there, like, smoking and what? No. I don't like that. That's creepy and it's weird. So the women get in the hot tub. They're talking more about Black Lives Matter and the issue. And I agreed with what Fallon said, just talking about, like, this is nothing new for us. This is nothing new for Black people. Like, we've been dealing with this our whole lives for centuries, with racism and murders and no justice and no peace. So this is like nothing new for us. It's just that like more and more awareness is being brought out. But even like when the awareness is being brought out, like there's still like so much work to do. There's still like a lot of stuff not being done. We're still not getting justice. We're still not being heard. So it just feels like we keep going in this like vicious cycle and nothing's being done about it. But the women are just talking about like defend, like what it means to defund the police, what it means to vote, like all of these issues that are important to them. And then as the ladies leave, they get a nice little gift basket from Fallon. I want to go to her house. Like she has a big ass house, a big ass pool, a nice little hot tub, and you get gifts before you go. The only thing is, I don't want her creepy husband watching me like while I'm in the tub, so like, or in the pool, in the hot tub. So I'm gonna need for him not to be there when I visit. Can we make that happen? Because she's got a nice ass house, and I want a little gift basket when I leave. So we're back at Drew's house. She's telling that Raggedy Ralph to take some boxes downstairs. Apparently they're moving. They got a brand new house. This is Drew's first house that she's owning. So I'm excited for her. Congratulations. But then we find out, like, from Raggedy Ralph that they just signed a sales agreement. They still need to get the appraisal, and they still need to go through some more steps before the house is actually there. So they're packing. He's just telling her, you just need to pack. But I'm like her. I'm like, but I'm packing, and we don't have the house for sure. So what am I packing for? Like, we can do all this packing and then we don't get the house, and then what? I'm confused. So now they're arguing because Raggedy Ralph doesn't want Drew to be involved with the purchasing of the home. He just wants her to like stand there and be in the dark and not know what he's doing so he can run everything because he's controlling. This marriage, I don't know how this marriage is going to last. I don't know how she's going to continue to navigate this controlling, destructive man. I do not like this man. I don't like him. Do we really have to see him every episode? Because I can't. I might have to start fast forwarding through Raggedy Ralph because I can't with him. Oh, thank God. So Drew says that she has found a counselor for them. I'm glad. Can they like go tomorrow? And now they're fighting again. Because Raggedy Ralph is paranoid because Drew found the counselor. He thinks that she's already established a relationship with the counselor and threw dirt on him before he even gets a chance to meet with the counselor. And she's saying, no, I just found the counselor. I haven't been going to her. I just found her. So now we can both go. And they're like arguing in front. Like we got to drive with them to their brand new house that I still don't know if they have. Look, they're fighting in front of this beautiful new house. And I'm just like, can they go to the counselor like tonight? Can we make that happen? So we're with Cynthia and Mike at their potential wedding venue. And they're waiting for Cynthia's sister to get there, Mal. So then she gets there. The coordinators ask if they want anything to drink. They ask for some vodka, a little splash of cranberry and stuff. And the coordinator is like, oh, y'all trying to get turned up. And I guess they need a little drink in them to prepare them for all the money they're about to spend on this big wedding that they don't need in a pandemic. So the wedding looks beautiful. The whole reason for Mal to be there is to have Cynthia's back. But after they look at the venue, Mike starts asking about the like restrictions that they're going to have to face because of the pandemic. And they said everything should be fine. They can wear masks. It will hold for 250 people. They can do inside and outside activities. But then Mal's like, but even if we can't make it work here, we can do like Bailey and have a smaller wedding. And Mike's like, yeah. And then Cynthia's like, wait a minute, I invited you here to be on my side. but now it's like Mal and Mike against Cynthia. And I don't know. Mike is pressed to have the wedding on 10/10/20 because that's their original date. This is the date they both chose, and this is what they wanted. But even though Cynthia said she's down for 10/10/20, she's got the 10/10/20 earrings, she also wants to have her big wedding. So it seems that Mike wants the date and Cynthia wants the wedding, and neither of them are willing to budge right now. I feel like they're both being ridiculous. Like, why is he so pressed about the date? You're in a pandemic. If you gotta move the date, move the date. Plenty of people have had to move their weddings to a different date because of this pandemic. And why is she so pressed to have 250 people there? If you have to have a small wedding, have a small wedding. Like, plenty of people, again, have had to have smaller weddings because of this pandemic. But neither of them are willing to budge. And I feel like they're both being really unnecessarily stubborn about this wedding. Oh my gosh, I'm so over this wedding. And it hasn't even happened on the show yet. We do know that they end up getting married. Cynthia and Mike leave the venue. Cynthia's upset. And now Mike's upset and they're arguing in the car. I don't care. I'm over this wedding. I'm over it. If this is going to be what it is all season long, them arguing about this stupid wedding, I don't care. This is how this episode ends, on a sour note, unfortunately. But let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments below. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it and hit that notification bell so you're in the know when I release a new video. And let me know what you think. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe to this channel and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.